you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's probably what you're describing is probably a little bit of shiny object syndrome. And so shiny object syndrome is what I really struggled with, which is I posted my first vlog in May of 2019. So that's like 4.5 years ago. And since I posted my first vlog, I've gone on tangents where I made music. I went on a tangent where I tried to do stand-up comedy for a little bit. I'm currently on a tangent doing podcasting, although I think this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I even did stand-up comedy, like tried it a couple times. And I used to be like mad at myself because I'd be like, if you didn't have such bad shiny object syndrome, you would be successful by now. But then again, it goes back to how you define success. It's like, I'm saying I would be successful because I think that my YouTube videos would have more views if I just focused on that. And if you go into any creative field, the first thing people will tell you, niche down, niche down, niche down. But then when I listen to all these people who have made it, all these success stories, the most common thing I hear is like, I wish I wasn't in such a rush. I wish I had tried more things. And it's like, if I were me, but my YouTube channel had blew up and I had 5 million subscribers and I had all these employees, well, I couldn't casually go try stand-up comedy. I couldn't casually go because I have a company to run. I have employees to feed, a family. It's like right now is the only time where you can do drone photography, real estate photography, ocean photography. And maybe Clark Little, who's running his massive business, is like, dang, I wish I could do that, but I'm responsible for people now. I don't have the bandwidth to do that.
Yeah.
And the other thing with that too is I think, especially into the era that we're entering, I think we're entering the personal brand era, where it's like, before this, everyone's talking about niche, niche, niche. And he's like, dude, Clark Little can sell any ocean thing. Like, he can sell any ocean thing. And he's so big that he probably could step into other fields and succeed. But if Clark Little wanted to go make car videos, he'd probably face a massive drop-off because his fan base, yes, they're fans of him, but really they're fans of the ocean.
Yeah.
And it's like, you see these people who are more personal brands, like Emma Chamberlain. Emma Chamberlain will make a video like, I spilled my coffee, and it'll get 10 million views. And then she can travel to Europe and it will get 10 million views. And then she can, because she doesn't think of my brand as my brand's not traveling, my brand's not coffee, my brand is me, and all my hobbies are just things that attract people to the personal brand of me. And it's like, maybe James Varela doesn't have to pick one thing and like...
Yeah, and that's kind of funny because ever since I started doing content, for the longest time, I never posted myself. Like, it was always like just me behind the camera. But then I kind of realized about 2 years ago, I'm like, people don't follow an Instagram account for really the stuff that's not a good way to say it. They don't really follow it for, I guess, what's posted. It's more for the person that they're following because they know that person is going to be posting this type of content. I don't know if that's a good way to say it, but yeah, it's just personal branding is just huge. So that's kind of what I started doing in the past 2 years is I started posting myself and being more intimate and personal with social media because people want to learn from me. They don't want to just see what I do, I guess.
I think you are identifying something super important, which goes back to what we were talking about. Our holy grail platform is Instagram. That's just the era we grew up in.
Yeah.
And I think the most underrated aspect of any platform for people our age is Instagram stories. And the reason why is Instagram stories is the one place where people will like if you were to wanted to share your like thoughts, your written thoughts, you would probably share them to your Instagram story. You'd be like, hey, I remember you had that video where you and Mateo ended up hammocking on the side in Catalina or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're like, okay, I'm not going to make a whole video out of this, but like, that shows your actual personality. That shows that you and Mateo are the type of people who, if you don't have a place to sleep, you're going to whip out some hammocks. And it's so interesting because I was thinking about what does every Instagram offer? I think there's 3 things that every Instagram offers, whether you're a creator or whether you're some random dude at San Diego State, which is 1, what do I look like? Like every Instagram, unless it's like literally a photography page where you're not.
Yeah.
What do I look like? 2, where have I traveled? Like, where do I live, where have I traveled, and then 3, what is a brief description of my job. So it's like I could look at your Instagram, I can know what you look like, I can know what your job is, and I could know where you've traveled. And that's the same for you as a creator as it is the same for some random person at San Diego State. And the thing I identified is that if you want to create a personal brand, and if you want your followers who follow you to actually care about you, to know, to be people who eventually buy stuff from you, to be people who support you, then you have to offer something outside of those 3 things, because those are available everywhere.